Okay, so welcome to Over Ask, the self-proclaimed number one podcast in the world. We're gonna try and take the self-proclaimed out by July. We're gonna beat Joe Rogan. Probably not, but we'll try. Anyways, we have an extremely special guest today, Clemmens. She is a real estate extraordinaire with one of the top teams in Toronto, Stark Realty, and she was on Bachelor season 23. Colton season. I saw it. I didn't like how it rolled out. Of course I watched.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Of course I watched. My wife and I watch every season. But Caitlin, thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate you taking the time.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited to talk real estate.
Yeah. Talk real estate and do so. Yeah, let's just jump right into it. For viewers and listeners who don't know you, can you just kind of give us a bit about your background, how you got into real estate, things like that?
So I went to university at the University of Western Ontario. I studied psychology, and after doing my undergrad, I kind of didn't know what I wanted to do, as most students leaving university are. But Brett, who's the team leader, he's been a friend of mine for many years, and he was a big real estate agent in Ottawa, was looking to move to Toronto and start a team rather than just being an individual agent. So he, posed the question, do you want to work in real estate? And I knew nothing about the industry, but, working with my best friend seemed like a pretty good gig. So I was his exec assistant for a few years. And then ultimately I was like, why am I, watching all this commission come through and I'm not making it? So I ended up taking my courses, and here I am. I guess I've been in the real estate industry for 4.5 years now.
Nice.
Licensed for 2.
Okay, so pretty recently licensed.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask about that. Like, so you just jumped right into a team. You've never been solo or anything.
I've never known anything else.
Okay, cool. So I was gonna ask about that. And so your team's a part of the PSR brokerage.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. And yeah, I was gonna ask why you chose that, because I'm with a boutique brokerage as well, and I love the exclusivity of it. So you were just friends with Brett and you jumped into it, and it was when you guys started, you were his assistant. So it was just Brett and you. Was there anyone else?
So it was Brett. It was just Brett and I for 3 years. And then, at some point you have to grow. So we hired an agent from Ottawa who is a seasoned agent out there. And so we have Vay, and then we have another team member, Steph. She came from condos.ca. She's newer to the industry. And now we have Taylor, who's kind of taken on my role back in the day. So she's our exec assistant, client care girl. Yeah.
Well, I see the photos and everything. You guys look like selling sunset in Toronto.
Yeah, selling Toronto.
Selling Toronto.
That's the goal, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's good. Like, it's hard to stand out in this industry. So, to do anything.
So many of us here, it's wild. I mean, all over, I guess.
Yeah, but especially Toronto, like, it's insane how many agents there are. So whatever you can do to stand out is unreal. And I do want to say you're the first Canadian guest we have on our show. Fellow Torontonian even.
Yeah.
Awesome stuff. So I'm happy about that, because it's been all Americans, or all people who live in America now. So that's super sweet. So you have a pretty big following on social now. I mean, it's good. So we've had like a couple people who've been in TV, and they they're in real estate and all that stuff. How is the leads? So is it hard to differentiate like leads and like fans?
Yeah. This year actually was probably like one of the most challenging years for me when it came to that. And I don't know why, because I haven't been on the show in some time now, but yeah, like I have people, responding to our website and asking just to talk to me. And I'm like, oh, that's cool, but why?
Yeah, exactly.
Um, so I'll go through and do like this year, for example, I did a CMA, spoke to this person on the phone, was really excited. They wanted to sell and purchase. I'm like, I hit the jackpot. Like, this is the best lead ever.
Yeah.
So then plans, to meet up and talk about everything in person, have a coffee. And then the coffee turned into, well, it's really hot out. Can we get a drink?
Oh God.
And I'm like, oh, fuck, here we go.
Yeah.
Like, as soon as alcohol's involved, I know like you're just trying to go on a date. So against my better judgment, I shouldn't have gone, but I did.
You never know.
You never know. Yeah, that's the problem, right? So it started out, as us talking real estate, and then it finally came out, and it was like, hey, you look really familiar, by the way. Like, you were on a TV show, right?
Yeah.
Oh God, get the bill. Like,
yeah, of course. Yeah.
They trying to sell your condo. You're looking to sit and chat with me over a beer.
Yeah, they pose the question like, yeah, you look like you're on a TV show. They've done all their research.
Yeah,
they know exactly. That must be so weird. Like,
it can be hard. I mean, I think for young females in the industry, regardless,
right,
it can be challenging. There's always going to be that one guy out there that ruins it for everyone and makes us think you're all pervs, even though you're not.
Yeah, I was gonna say you probably get a bunch of creepy DMs and stuff. Like, it's probably hard to navigate that. Like, So have you found that like you can leverage your platform now at all from real estate? Because I know you probably have fans of the show are all over, right? So it's not necessarily like these people are in Toronto who want to buy. So is it hard? Like, do you leverage that at all? Have you noticed a difference in business? Or I guess you weren't on the show, right? You weren't a realtor on the show.
No, I was. Yeah,
you were.
Just gotten my like email from Uria or whatever saying that I was now officially an agent right before I went out to be on The Bachelor. So I was like, yes, they can call me a realtor, not an assistant. I'm fired up.
Yeah, I know. I always see on the show so many people are like they make it sound fancy for like sales representative at Best Buy or whatever. They make it sound like super like they're doing something. And now I feel like they've just given up. They just say like, Chad, nice guy or something. Like they don't even do anything like that. So that's cool. You got to say realtor. Were you like, was that in your mind now? Like, were you like looking for Canadians? You're like, who can I like see if I can like sell their house or something?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, there aren't very many
right
on the show. So, and a lot of them seem to come from out west. I think I was one of the first Ontario kind of based girls to go on the show, which was kind of cool.
So cool. Because my wife and I, like I said, we watched that whole season and we were rooting for you from the start, of course, because we saw like Caitlin, Toronto. Yeah, no, it's okay. Colton, mistake. Anyways.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was cool too that you weren't just on like The Bachelor Canada.
Yeah. I feel like that show never really took off.
Oh, it's so bad.
Yeah.
No offense if anyone's listening who was on that show, but like it wasn't that great.
Yeah, did a great job on that one. But
yeah, I find all the Canadian shows are kind of like weird, like they're not as good.
Yeah. I don't know why. Canadian production needs to step it up a little bit.
Step up their game. I know. So being on the show, did that translate, do you feel, back into your real estate career, like in terms of confidence or presenting, scripting, things like that you can implement into your business now?
I wouldn't. Maybe a bit of confidence came from the show. I mean, that kind of scenario really teaches you to be quite introspective and set goals and figure out who you are. So yeah, maybe in that regard it helped. I definitely have gotten some leads that have been wonderful and have worked out and turned into actual sales, and they weren't creepy, fans trying to get a date. But I mean, honestly, right after the show, I really wasn't getting much from it. It was a lot of like people calling in from Texas and like Vegas and Florida, trying to just get me on the phone and ask if they could purchase a home for $200,000. And I'm like, I mean, if you want a cardboard box under the gardener, like, sure, we can set you up.
Yeah, seriously, that's literally all
Or
you're
a
getting.
parking spot, but I can't get you anything for 200,000.
Yeah, no, not here. Nowhere around us.
No, no.
That's crazy because like as a realtor, being like having that platform now, you have to have your information out there, right? Like you have to
Yeah,
have your phone number on your site and your email. So it's so easy for people to get in contact with you.
yeah. I mean, I definitely had some spooky moments where I was getting, like text messages that were not okay. But
Yeah.
I ended up just taking my cell phone off of our website and just
Okay.
having the brokerage kind of filter through that. So I didn't have to go through that anymore.
Right. But you're not private or anything on Instagram, right?
No, 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 no.
So that's
Yeah,
good. I
yeah,
mean, and you got your team leader, Brett. He's a pretty burly man.
yeah, yeah. If you want to drag him out to
Yeah.
women's or showings, and he can definitely.
Yeah. So once
Body.
you, yeah, yeah, Brett's an awesome guy too. But your team, like, you're like a top team in Toronto. Like you do well. A lot of people always think, and we've had a couple other people on who were from TV shows, like I said, and they're almost like you almost have to work harder because
Yeah.
they just think, oh, you're just like from a TV show, whatever, The Bachelor. But you're like a real deal agent, and you're on a real deal team.
Well,
So
yeah, and that was the thing. Like going, moving forward, I've seen, a lot of, like you said, job descriptions under, contestants that are on the show now, and I'm like, are these people actually real estate agents,
oh
or
my
are
God.
they
There's
just
always 16 real estate agents.
Yeah, like I don't understand. Like, are you actually practicing real estate? Because this is my fucking career. Like,
Yeah,
this is what I
exactly.
do, and I love it, and I want to kill it, and keep growing my business, and continue to be someone that maybe other agents aspire to be, or newer agents. So, yeah, when I see it, I'm like kind of that internal eye roll, like, okay, sure.
Yeah, I know. It's so weird and like, it's so hard. Like I see the guys on the show and they're like, I'm 29. And then I see like some guy's like 26. He's got like the most handsome face, perfect beard. He's like shredded red. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? Where do these people even exist? Why I don't look anything like that. And then his title's a real estate agent. I'm like, how am I going to compete with that
Model on
guy?
the side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's another thing. Everyone seems to be a model too, right? Like a bunch
Yeah.
of models, realtors, and sales technicians. That's like the whole show. But so you were just licensed on the show,
Mhm.
and then you came home, and then how long were you home before you went back out? Because you were on Bachelor in Paradise as well.
Yeah. Honestly, when I got sent home, I took some time. It was like mentally just so draining, and your ego's a little bruised. So I stayed at my mom's place outside of Ottawa, and took a little bit of a break, and then went right back to the office and started working. But I think it was that year they gave me the call and kind of planted the seed, like, well, we're thinking about you for Paradise. And then I feel like I wasn't as like focused on work that year, because it was exciting to be
Yeah.
potentially casted again, and you don't really know what's going to happen. Is like Instagram going to blow up? Should I be focusing on that, or what are the new opportunities? But ultimately, I'm like so happy in my real estate career, and there's no ceiling with our job. If we want to work super hard and grind till midnight every night and make money, then we can do that.
Yeah.
So.
And the cool thing about it, even if you are in Paradise, like, well, I don't know how much time you actually have to just chill, but you can do deals nowadays from anywhere, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's awesome. And you have a team. So even if you go do these other, ventures, you can still, have your team go show someone. Like you can still
Right.
totally be involved with your clients.
Right. And yeah, that's a great thing about being on a team. If I decide that I want to go travel, or I need to go somewhere else, then I have support from everyone else on the team, which is great.
Yeah. I mean, that's awesome. And on Instagram, this Eric and I, the broke agent,
Yeah.
he's been we've both been trying to get verified. and you're we try.
Why isn't he verified?
We try once. I know. Why isn't, broke agent should be verified. I think we should start a petition
Literally.
to get Eric verified, but it just makes you look so much more legit. Like you're so much more trustworthy if you're verified, I feel.
Check mark.
Yeah, it's got the blue check mark. Like, so someone comes on my page, got this mustache, like, sometimes I think like, what the fuck are
what is a mustache like a normal thing? Is that just your luck?
Yeah.
I like it.
Thanks.
I'm not sure yet. I'm just asking.
Well, it started off as like a Movember thing, and then I'm obsessed. My wife and I are obsessed with This Is Us. And the dad on the show has a mustache.
Yeah, he rocks the mustache.
He rocks it so great. So I think, in my mind, I look like him. So, yeah, I'm like the less manly version of him. So I grew this mustache, and it's been something. It's a hit or miss.
It works.
Conversation starter,
Yeah, for sure.
So when you have a platform now, you're doing good business. Do you have any other kind of things you're looking to venture out and do? Because is there any hobbies or passions you have outside of real estate, or something that you're going to like try and connect with real estate that's just kind of different on the side?
When it comes to real estate, I mean, our team is always kind of trying to think outside the box. I think sometimes we kind of push the limits a little bit. We've been working on a few things. I mean, the whole Selling Sunset thing is great. We've been trying to kind of dip our feet into that water and see if we can get our own kind of show going. So that would be a really cool thing if that comes to fruition. But also maybe coaching down the line. I mean, I know I'm still new to the business, but I think a lot of younger agents could benefit from learning from somebody who's, so invested in their career and is still a bit newer. And I think there's a lack of training when it comes to real estate. We get our license, I mean, in Canada anyways, or in Ontario, and you're just kind of fed to the wolves. So
right, yeah. No one knows what the hell they're doing when they get their license.
Like you don't even know what brokerage you should go with. You're just interviewing with different brokers.
I couldn't even find the MLS.
Yeah. Well,
they didn't even tell me where the site was. I didn't know. Someone's like, yeah, check out this house. I was like, I don't know how. Yeah. On realtor.ca. I thought you had like a special thing for this. So it was crazy. So do you want to be realtor long-term? Because I know a lot of, people get into real estate and then they want to pivot. So, you were just talking about coaching. Is that a long-term end goal? Do you want to eventually get out of the selling side of things and more like operate the team with Brett or something like that? Like, what's your end goal there?
I mean, I think like my 5-year goal would probably be to continue selling. But I think, I don't know, I'm always looking for something bigger and better. I love real estate and I'd love to stay in this career as a whole, but if there's something else out there for me that would allow me to make more money and travel more and have a little bit more freedom, then sure, by all means.
So your team is, would you say you're condo heavy, like in terms of selling and buying?
Yeah, I think we started out that way in the last year. I know my business has been moving more towards the East End, the housing market, and a little bit towards Mississauga, actually.
Okay.
I never really thought I'd go out there, but
yeah.
So, but primarily on the team, I would say we're more condo heavy. But with the market the way it is now, I don't know.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that. So last year, how was that year? Because we had a ton of people, and I'm sure a lot of the big cities all over the world, they were just leaving. The condo market kind of, took a dive.
Yeah, I mean, we were just looking at the numbers the other day, actually, and it looks like October would have been like, the prime time to get into the condo market. But it seems like everybody just wanted a backyard. They wanted out of their, jail cell in the sky. And
yeah.
on the
Yeah.
house. So, and by all means, but I think the condo market will, I mean, it already is recovering. So,
Right. Yeah, it's a big time city. Like I think Toronto, New York, you're gonna see it all pretty much back to normal soon enough.
yeah,
It was
yeah,
just there was so much uncertainty, right? Like, a
right.
lot of people they didn't know how this thing was spread. They didn't want to be, 25 floors up, having to share elevators, things like that. So I
Yeah,
guess it just kind of freaked them out.
yeah,
Um,
100%.
so and still with the condo market, like even when it's down, you can still buy like a with what you sell that for, you can still buy like a pretty nice house if you go more east,
Right,
like as long as you get out of the city, you have some more options.
right. And that's kind of what we were seeing a lot of our clientele do. They wanted to, they valued the reno project in the East End over your standard condo. So
Yeah. Yeah,
we'll see
for
what
sure.
happens this year.
I know. So that, yeah, like I know it's been so weird. And like I'm doing like some listing appointments over FaceTime and stuff.
Mhm.
It's weird.
I
Are you doing
yeah,
that?
yeah. I actually in 2020, I listed and sold a condo completely virtually. We didn't meet up at all. My client and I, we just spoke
Yeah.
via
I
Zoom.
did the exact same thing.
It was wild. I'm like, how is
Incredible.
this happening? I mean, it's great, but like as if.
It's incredible. It's like Jetson shit. We're finally the Jetsons. It's unreal. So
Futuristic.
yeah, I know it's so weird the pivot because I used to get a lot of business. Now I get a lot of business from Instagram, but
Mhm.
before I used to get a lot of business from open houses, which are just I don't even know if they're ever gonna come back.
Right? Yeah,
So
I mean, I've been seeing all the memes of Bernie Sanders at
oh my god, everywhere. It's literally every single profile I go to, he's sitting with someone else.
yeah, the broke agent, he did a good job with
Yeah,
those. They're great.
yeah, yeah. Broke agent is. I always say I hate to give him compliments, but he's good at his work.
Yeah, great
And
content.
yeah, he's got great content. Um, yeah, so that's pretty much everything. Like, it's just interesting to see like how you pivot from like you were saying when you're on The Bachelor, and you were even saying you didn't know if you should focus more on The Bachelor, if you should on your profile, stuff like that, because you just don't know where it's going to lead. So it's
Right.
it's just so interesting that like um how you pivot from it, because there's so many, like I said before, it's like it's almost harder. Like everyone thinks, oh, you're just like this famous person from The Bachelor, but you almost have to work harder to prove yourself now because a lot of people just go, oh, she's from The Bachelor.
Right. No, and I fully agree. Yeah, I think people, tend to not take me as seriously just because I was on a TV show and I don't know.
Yeah.
Constantly got to prove myself, which is fine. I'm okay doing that.
No, I get it. I totally. People don't take me seriously, but that's self-inflicted. I did that myself.
Well, I feel like that's the challenge though, right? When it comes to social media, like as real estate agents, like I feel like we're constantly, people feel like we should be working all the time and always showing on Instagram that like we're
I
working
know.
all the time, like posting these god awful sold listings,
Oh, it's
sold
the
posts
worst.
and but like we're people too, and they might clock out at 5, but
Yeah,
we're allowed to have life.
I know. I don't get. And some realtors, I just can't even. I can't even deal with like what they post every day. I'm just like,
I
we
don't
don't
I
need to
don't
see
know.
your daily schedule.
No, and I don't know who decided that. I mean, I'm all for like showing people that you're
Yeah,
successful and you're
yeah.
selling. I get it. But who decided these, like we should be posting these sold squares on Instagram all the time? Like you're a
It's the
person, be
best.
a person, show them that, you have a life.
Yeah, it has to be business and personal, in my
Mhm.
opinion. And you have to show, yeah, exactly yourself, because when people are reaching out, they're not going to feel comfortable calling just a bunch of sold boxes. They're not going to know
Yeah,
who's on the other line. But
exactly.
if you just, even though like, I do a lot of jokes and I swear on my Instagram, all that shit, but like the people who like it, and they know what they're getting when they call me.
Exactly. They
So
are. feel comfortable with you because they can tell who you are through your social media. So.
Yeah. And that's the same with you. Like, you do a good job of that. It's like professional, but you do some, like personal stuff as well. And it just makes it easier to reach out to someone like that. Like,
Right.
I don't get what everyone's doing. And yeah, like you said, it's cool to show that you're working, but like also, we don't care. So like have like a good balance of it, because I don't care that you have a meeting at 9 and then you're gonna have lunch at 12 and then you're gonna show homes at 3.
Literally.
Who's looking at that going like, holy shit.
Wow, what a busy guy.
Yeah, what a fucking busy guy. I'm gonna work with them.
Killing it.
Yeah, no one says that. So please stop doing that. And then it's too much. But that could be a whole other conversation.
Literally.
Yeah. So anyways, do you have any exciting news coming up as we kind of end off here? Is there anything you're excited about? Any big listings you want to promote? The team? Anything you have up and coming you want to promote?
Honestly, no. I'm just ready to take on 2021 and hope that it's a little bit better than 2020.
Yeah, seriously. I know. I think, hopefully. Who knows? I was about to make a prediction with the virus, but I'm not going to be a doctor.
Yeah, you never know these days.
I was just going to say like a blanket. Yeah, it's probably going to like get better. Well, I'll leave it. But anyways, that's awesome. Caitlin, we really appreciate your time. Thanks so much for coming on the number one podcast, self-proclaimed that is, in the world.
It will be.
Yeah, it will be after this episode. So,
yeah, exactly.
But we really appreciate your time. Thanks so much.
Thanks for having me. It was a blast.
Today's podcast is sponsored by the PLS, a new platform going to take the real estate industry by storm. Eric, thanks for coming. Thanks for showing up for once. Yeah. Okay. I have a question for you. Mm-hmm. What do you hate most about real estate?
There's a lot there, Matt, but I hate when listing agents force you to wear booties and their listing is a teardown. You walk in with your clients and they're like, oh, hey, yeah, can you put on these, hospital slippers?
All right, well, Eric, I'm going to stop you there. You're a little off. Okay, a little off. What else do you hate about real estate?
Zillow.
There it is. And guess what? Yep. But the PLS, they're here to save the day. Yes. Want to hear about it?
Yeah.
Do you? Yeah. Practically every agent in the country is pissed off with what Zillow and the third-party platforms have done to our industry. The PLS is the property listing service where real estate happens first, and it lets agents list all of their listings first before Zillow and the rest of the internet gets their hands on them. It is also pioneering new technology for buyers agents to connect directly with potential sellers. And it's completely changing the game for how agents are doing business and generating leads. Zillow wants to make agents obsolete. What are we going to do, Eric?
We're going to make them obsolete.
Exactly, with the PLS. Everyone go to the link in bio, check it out. It's really an incredible, incredible platform. You're not going to want to miss out on this. Y'all take care now.